All right, welcome back. As you can see, this still isn't installed. Here's the drag link. This is the connection point between the tiller arm and the motor arm. We got a question on the install. Part of that had to do with the drive unit, and this is independent of the whole Raymarine system. This is made by Jeffa Steering in Denmark, and the Raymarine system is just the computer control that drives it. You can use these with Garmin, various manufacturers. I think B&G will drive this as well. We opted for this motor because of its compact space, and I could fit it behind the rudder post back there on that bracket I showed you. The linear drive for a Raymarine is about that long and takes up a lot of space below decks, and what we don't have on this canoe stern is a lot of space. There's two other Tayana 37s I've seen that have this installation. One of them is SV Redshift Tayana 37, and another boat called Black Pearl, and that's an earlier model. I like the compact design. I saw their ideas and ran with it, so I didn't invent this or make this installation up or anything. If you go on Jeffa's website, it shows the amount of tonnage this thing will steer, and this is well within, like, I don't know, 45, 50 foot boat parameter. Plenty of torque to steer this boat, more than a human can do at a wheel. There's a big planetary gear set inside of here, and there's a, you know, if you go to Jeffa Steering, there's diagrams and shows you inside of the motor and how it all works. The reason we got Raymarine driving the boat is because it came with Raymarine, and then we bought a wind package deal that was wind and water and all that stuff. Sea Talk is Raymarine. Garmin has their own. I think B&G is just NMEA 2000. So with, like, say Garmin and Ray, they have their own proprietary cabling, but they're required by whatever, boat law, boat electronics law.
International standards.
International standards, exactly. But yeah, you gotta have boat law. You gotta have a converter that converts it to NMEA 2K. This thing will talk to anybody without some stupid special cable that you gotta spend 50 bucks on. This is the drag link. Pretty big beefy aluminum piece of tubing threaded on both ends with little ball joints. So these ball joints articulate. Obviously you don't want them too out of alignment, but when the motor turns, this turns the rudder. When I set that platform back there, that G10 platform, I did try to achieve basically 90 degrees to the platform. I ordered this from PYI, and I actually think they are the only North American dealer of Jeffa from Denmark. They manufactured this on site, I think. They cut it out, machined it, and welded it. Everything's aluminum. The stainless steel lock, the jam nuts on the eyes are stainless steel, but these balls are replaceable. So you just turn them, you rotate them, and you can take the plastic balls out. I ordered a couple of spares just to take with us because I don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and lose one of these things or have it wear out. So I need to still drill this. I've got the point spotted for my rudder position sensor. So drill and tap these, get that mounted on, take everything back in the back, line it up, drill it, bolt it, and then it's all the cabling. Enough of this. So I think I pretty much found the center line of the rudder post right here. Find the center line back here and adjust for it accordingly. About 300 millimeters between the rudder post and something weird. So this is the center line of the drive unit. This is the center line of the rudder shaft. So from the center line of the rudder shaft to the center line of the drive unit, it's going to be 106 millimeters. Of course. You're going to have to edit out all these personal conversations I'm having with myself. I know. So one of the reasons also that I want this tiller arm pointing this way is so that drilling the set screws into this freaking rudder shaft is going to be a heck of a lot easier to do it this way, because it's like the only way I can get into the lazarette. This clamp is very, very close tolerances on the machining. Pretty dang close. Make the final adjustments in the drag link. Guess it's time to drill this G10. Nuts and washers, bolt it down. Nylock nuts and flat washers on the bottom. I've got paint pen and put a little drop of paint on the tip of this. So that should be about the center point where I gotta drill the dimple. Okay, there we go. I'd say that's pretty deep. Good enough. Not bad, nice and smooth. Yeah, that'll do. We can start one of these things so that everything lines up. That one went all the way in. Nice. All right, I guess it's time to hook it up. All right, turn it to port. Whoa, stop.
Yep, that's full stop.
Huh. This is not ideal. Okay, so what I got here is a weird, it's bottoming out on the frickin' link. I got a problem. Turn it to,
It's really hard.
Yeah, it's jamming up with the rudder position sensor. You can go all the way full stop on that side.
Yeah.
Actually, stop. Nope, you can't. Stop. Let go. Back up. Holy crap, I don't even know how to fix this. This is not good. All right, so after testing it out yesterday and going, you know, rudder stop to rudder stop, port and starboard, I noticed there was some overthrow on the linkage. And what happens with that is the drag link will over center and then it won't be able to correct itself. And going back through the instructions, obviously read the instructions, the Jeffa has a maximum throw of 36 degrees each way on the tiller. Our quadrant looks like 1/4 of a slice of pizza. So it goes 45 degrees each direction. I see where our rudder stops are set, and it's a hard welded bar, and it looks like I can modify it. So I'm gonna drill and install some bolts to give the rudder stop something to hit. I will be able to adjust those to be that 36 degree parameter each way, 72 degrees. Full swing, rudder stop to rudder stop. So after sleeping on it and thinking about it and laying awake in bed at night, I decided to hook up the transducer, the rudder position sensor, to our transducer converter and then calibrate it in our Raymarine gauge so that I could see, without the autopilot being powered up, I could see how far 36 degrees goes each way. As you can see where the rudder swings, this thing isn't sitting perfectly level, so it's more like this. These are what I'm anticipating using, and I'll be able to dial in the rudder stops with some jam nuts and washers on the inside. Be able to dial it out and adjust it once we get to playing with the rudder position sensor.
41.
So 41 is a bit too much. Take it back to 36. Jeez, I have to extend that bolt out quite a bit. Turn it towards center, and then now stop and bring it back. Where are you at now?
36.
Okay, so I've got these two nuts jammed against each other, and then I'll take the jam nut and lock it on each side. And you said the other one was running at 35.
Yeah, 34, 35.
Okay. I think I can get in here and do a little grinding. Go ahead and center the rudder to 0 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the whole quadrant just shimmies a little bit. I mean, it moves. I think we're good. All the wiring is complete. Back to the autopilot. Got this unit installed, wired up. Got the transducer, power, and clutch cables all landed in the ACU 400. Let's go outside and calibrate it. So I've got the compass set up down below the EV module, but it keeps saying detecting magnetics, and it's got a little globe on the screen display. So we'll do the dockside wizard. It says before you can use your autopilot, you need to do some dockside checks. Press standby anytime to exit the setup. We will continue. So I've already programmed, it's a rotary drive type 2. It says you have the helm. Press cancel to exit. Center the rudder and press OK. Rudder all the way to port. All the way to starboard. Center the rudder and press OK. The rudder limit has been updated.
Yeah, can you adjust that there?
I'm going to try. I'll set it to 35, just because it went 35 one direction, 36 the other. Autopilot is doing it.
35.
There you go. Now it'll move back the other way. That's cool. It kind of slows down and softens the stop. It slows as it goes. But if I hit auto, this thing takes over. And it'll continue to adjust the helm. I can go 10 degrees to port or 10 degrees to starboard just by pushing a button. Or 1 degree at a time. We still got to take this thing and run it around in circles to get the EV module set up. That's why I think the compass is reading kind of weird a little bit. I've got it lined up. When I set it in the thing, there's little clicky marks. You can go rotate it around its center axis, and I've got it pretty much lined up with the center line of the boat. I'm pretty sure it's there, but I can see if I can adjust it a little bit within its fixture housing. So it's blowing 15 to 17 knots outside, and it's pretty choppy. It's a little too rough to go do the calibration outside. So yeah, so I'll do the remainder of the commissioning once it calms down a little bit.